Today we're going to talk about The Witch of Blackbird Pond. Go ahead. So what's it about? Give us a little background.
Okay, so this is about
Elizabeth George Speare.
Yeah, it's Elizabeth George Speare is the author. And this is about a girl named Kit who lives in America during the time of the Salem witch trials. And she lives in Salem, I think, or somewhere close to there.
Mm-hmm.
And she meets someone who they call a witch because she's a Quaker. And even though, even though everyone tells her not to associate with her, she does anyways. And a lot of bad things happen because of that. But it's good because in the end, she ends up getting punished for everything. And actually her whole family gets punished, and then at the end, everything works out.
Why are they punished?
Because she associated with the witch so much that everyone thought that she was a witch.
Uh-huh.
So then they came and they took her away, and they took the witch away, and she was trying to hide the witch, and then she ended up getting locked in this cell, and she went on trial herself. So then her whole family was punished because they were trying to say, no, she's not a witch, she was just disobedient.
Okay, so
And stuff.
should, like, in your opinion, should she have done what she did? Was it the right thing to do? Even
Well,
though
it's kind of like a yes and no, because she was really disobedient, but she ended up saving this woman's life.
Do you think that this woman's life would have been in trouble if she had left it alone and not gotten involved?
I don't know. Everyone was kind of like, well, she's just a Quaker, just leave her alone.
Uh-huh.
But then some things started to happen, and like everyone in the town got this really bad sickness, so they started to blame the Quaker woman, and they were like, oh, it's the Quaker, she's putting a curse on us all, and they saw her black cat or whatever, and then they were like, oh, it's a sign, and she's pretty much engaged at the end of this to this guy named William, because he's like building their house, even though she doesn't want to
You can't give away the whole story.
Okay, well anyway, I'm not going to give away the end.
Okay,
but,
so don't give away the end.
Okay, but then this guy comes and he puts jack-o'-lanterns in the windows, and they blame the witch for that too, and he like scares them off.
Okay, so we can't tell the whole story.
Anyway.
You have to just tell why it's good. Because you're basically telling almost all the plot.
No, I'm not. There's a lot in here that I haven't said.
Okay, there's a lot in there she hasn't said. Okay, so you loved this book. Why did you love this book so much?
I actually hated it when I started reading it, but I was supposed to read it for a girls' club, and I was at the park, and Dad was like, you need to read it right now, and I was like, no! So he just started reading it to me, and I don't know, I just loved it. I ended up liking it, and then I finished the whole thing, and had a good discussion at the girls' group, and...
So why did you end up liking it? You read it more than once, right?
Yeah, I read it like 3 or 4 times.
Why?
And
then you wrote a book review on it, which we'll post.
Oh, I did?
Didn't you?
Oh yeah, I think I did.
Yeah.
I really liked how she was really, just the resolve of it all, the resolve in the book is really good. It was really good. I don't remember if it's really good still, in my opinion. And
so how old were you the first time you read it?
I was probably 10 or 9 or something.
Okay, so it's kind of, could be for a girl about that age.
Yeah. Some of the language is a little harder, kind of.
Uh-huh.
She uses like bigger words, so it was a little harder for me at first, but after I read it a couple of times, it was really easy.
So what do you think, why do you think other kids should read it? What do you think they're going to learn from it?
To not be disobedient.
Okay,
That's
good.
really the underlying message in this whole thing, because she is super disobedient to her uncle and stuff, and then she ends up getting in a ton of trouble and getting everyone else in her town and in her family in a ton of trouble. And
so will they have a better understanding of this time period?
Yeah, there's a lot of the time period about, there's just different things like how they would do dances, or how they would court, or how they would, or how the trials went back then too, and how the schools went. And I know a lot more about that time period because of this book.
Very nice. It won a Newberry Award.
Yeah.
I actually didn't finish it. It wasn't my very most favorite book in the world, but I don't have anything, against it. I actually didn't end up finishing it. Maybe I'd like it better if I would have read the last few chapters. But Reagan absolutely loves it, and read it over and over again. And so I wanted other girls to know, and maybe boys would end up liking just learning all about the time period and stuff. But it's written from Kit's perspective, and so it kind of appeals to girls a little bit more in that way. But obviously she loved it, read it over and over and over again. So The Witch of Blackbird Pond, Elizabeth George Speare. See you next time.